Well now, welcome back to the shed, and a blast from the past, 1970s style here tonight. The Philips 940 Music Centre. It's a very basic machine, but it is a good one. It's got a nice sound to it, even though it's got the later style ceramic pickup, which you can't change the stylus on. If you need a new stylus, you have to buy the whole cartridge. And something else, this set is actually capable of playing 78s, but I don't know whether I really should, because what about the stylus? The stylus is a bigger tip to play a 78 because the grooves are coarser, so I don't think we'll be trying that with this one. But unlike today's crappophones, you can see there is a rudimentary tracking weight adjustment. Just turn the little dial towards you for lighten, and away from you to increase the tracking force. And it does track, I have to say, very lightly indeed for what it is. It's an idler drive set, of course. As you might expect from the look of it, this mechanism was used for years and years and years. It was in the old 604 portable that had the inside out speakers and ran on 9 volts from 6 HP2s, as well as off the mains, 4 different voltages, so you could pretty well take that set anywhere and use it. This must be among the very last ones made that has the old EL3302 based tape drive in it, and you can imagine, yes, it was full of gunge. They usually are. The rubber components, normally the belts, just go to GOO. Sometimes you're lucky and you find one that's been serviced and they're simply slack, and then you replace them in the usual way, but most of the time they haven't been used for years. This particular example, it was bought for a gent who sold it to me on eBay as an 18th birthday present, I believe, from memory, and very nice 18th birthday present too, back in 1978. You've got your power off and on there, microphone, and you can plug that in there. There's a headphone socket as well, the peculiar 4-pin and then one in the middle that Philips used to use among other European manufacturers. Mono stereo switch, long wave, medium wave, 49M, well that will be short, and FM, of course, and you've got a little light that comes on. It is actually a lamp. I need to get hold of another lamp for the radio dial, which should light up using a rather ingenious prismatic affair. There's still a little bit more tinkering to do, shall I say, before this is perfect. But you've got your arm raise and lower here, speed selector there, and they very thoughtfully actually made a little hole in the back of the unit, only about 1/8 of an inch wide, I suppose, so you can put a screwdriver in and adjust the motor speed of the turntable. I was surprised to see that the motor is a little DC motor, much the same animal that was in a 604. So there you have it, and of course tuning knob. The level is automatic, but probably, knowing equipment from Philips at this time, you wouldn't really notice it was, because they did tend to make some damn good stuff in those days. But alas, of course, those days are long gone. And on the back you've got your connections for the aerial, for FM, and of course two pinned in leads that go to the speakers. Now, when this arrived here, it was in a sort of dingy white colour, And as you all know, when you get old white plastic, it goes funny, doesn't it? It goes yellow. And so does white paint. I never understand that, but it does. The UVA rays get at it, and that's the end of you, isn't it? So there's still a little bit more tinkering to do. There is a loose connection somewhere in here. There's a jumper cable that plugs in at the back, which takes the signal into the amplifier, which is located over here. That's the mixing side, and then to the power amplifier under here. So that needs a little bit more jiggery pokery. The speakers, believe it or not, are those big old 8-inch 4-ohm jobs that they used to make with the twin codes. And I have to say, it doesn't sound too bad as they go, really. See if I can find something to play on it. Famous last words. And yes, most of the whir you can hear, by the way, is my little fan heater. The actual tape mechanism is more or less completely silent, which is not to be sniffed at. But this has had a new playhead, new belts obviously, and a new pinch roller. Because some of these, and some of the ones in cars too, especially the Rovers, were fitted with a narrow pinch roller, and it tended to cause tape creep, especially on the car ones, and the tape would move transversely along the capstan, if you like, and then it would eat the tape. So yeah, not exactly what you want, is it? And as you fast forward, you see the controls are exactly the same as the old N2400 model. That sounds a bit, I think it's the tape actually. Oh yes, that's starting to go.
The way you tip on my chin, and I like the way you let me come in when your mama ain't there. I like it, I like it. I like the words you say, and all the things you do. And I like the way you straighten my tie, and I like the way you're winking your...
And there's your pause. As in the older equipment, it short circuits out the commutator switch under the take up here, thus fooling the motor into thinking that it's still getting its signal, and of course the motor continues to run, so you just drop down and away it should go, assuming the tape isn't knackered, which this one is, by the way. You can just about see there the idler gear and the little motor that does the drive for the record deck. This hasn't been exactly easy to restore, shall I say, but it's getting there. And to start in classic battery mains DC motor fashion, pull the arm to the right,
My life's a wandering pattern woven in paths that never will end.
I've no ambition, you see. So please don't walk in my footsteps. They're going backwards, following me.
Somebody ought to play that record when Theresa May next appears. All in the best possible taste. Not. And at the end of the record, this simply cuts out like the battery main sets did. It doesn't return the arm to the armrest or anything like that. And then you clip the arm back in its little holder, and that's that. Now, I'm getting something through the radio.
To Frank Wilson being a soulie whilst making a 4-tier cake for my son Johnny's 14th birthday tomorrow. Fab show tonight. Please give us an hello and keep the faith. Hello. Hi Craig, love your show. Sat with a nice glass of red wine. Listen to you every week. Could you play some Nile Rodgers? Thanks, that's from Gina.
You women quite sick.
Good Lord, whatever was that? Sounded like a disaster in a garbage processing factory. So there we have it. This being an older unit, it only actually goes up to 104 instead of 108 on the FM scale. So yes, you might miss out some things, but with an aerial it would get classic FM and all the usual ones, and the stronger ones come through even without an aerial, as you can hear. So there we are. The original casing, as I say, it was white. It faded away, something terrible, went various peculiar colours. And although I did try my usual trick of completely dismantling it, washing the cases in biological washing powder and hot water, it didn't do the trick, sadly. So it's been resprayed in a rather funky shade of 1970s orange. And there's the other speaker, similarly treated. So anyway, I hope you liked it, and we'll see you again soon with either this old wreck fully working or maybe another one. And if you're in America and the government shut down, makes me wonder, that does. Whenever the management went on strike on the railway, things ran better. Yes, I know, not quite the same thing. Yes, they had all the brain of a squashed woodlouse, they did. Anyway, see you soon.